happen, but don't. It's not going to affect. I'll. It's still. I'm going to be able to get it on YouTube, so no worries.
Okay. All right.
I
Not sure.
forgot where I was going though. Yeah,
Well, it's going to be the secret of the notes for people on live. They will not. He just said the secrets of how taking notes, guys. Sorry.
I tell you, like, that's the point. I mean, note taking. It's almost like an art. I mean, it really is. Like to really take good notes, and I tell you, I suck at it.
I
difficult.
look at it too. I understand. It's long. It's a travail de moine. It's a monk's job. Like when they would transcribe those all those manuscripts by hand. Well, I had it by hand. That I had to rewrite, tap them down on computer. But by doing so, by repeating the notes, rewriting them, somehow it gets stuck in my mind. By repetition. So and
I find that just the fact of writing,
yeah,
right, when I receive the information, even I mean, of course, rereading it helps, but just the fact that you write them, it sticks more. Well, in my case, it sticks more in my mind.
that writing them down, you can have them readily on hand. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you always have your computer and then go onto your file and look for it. Blah 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 blah. But so, I know sometimes when I was doing Kaju Campbell class with Tuan Philip, and he said, "All right, let's do these combinations." Then he will take these notes. He still looks at those notes. Those notes. He look at them. Okay, and then we will do the combinations. Those notes, they stay with you your whole life. And if you write them down enough, like a lot, it will stay in your head. But
so for the audience, like if you were to give suggestions for the audience as far as good note taking, do you do yours during or after or both as far as the class goes?
I would say after, just out of respect for the teacher. Do it after.
Yeah.
Do it after. But right after, when it's still
I know that's it.
right after a video. We all have phones. We have we have to exploit that technology. Also, the phone, you can, if you don't have time to film it, you can just use the audio recorder. Just say counter number 1, step 1. He goes angle. Okay, in that case, you have to develop your own vocabulary, your own terms.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, so, but it's also one that you use for yourself. You can ask other people what they use, but you could be like angle 1, and then you sidestep to the left. But what if you do not understand the angle 1 is this way on your screen? Yeah. So you find tricks, downward, diagonal, right forehand. I don't know, something like that. But after class, the only time when I take notes during a class, it would be during a seminar. Privates also, privates.
Privates and seminars, right? Okay.
Private, the time is very short. Yes, you pay for that 1 hour, 2 hours. Time is precious. I would do it after. For a seminar, when the person speaking, I would take notes then, and also other people are taking notes. So we can always exchange notes afterwards, because for a seminar, the person is usually there for like the morning or 6 hours. You got time, and if you have lunch break, during the lunch break, take notes. At the end of the day, revise them, rewrite them if necessary, or transcribe them somewhere.
I tell you, it's a skill. I mean, it's like a skill set, and if you are not consistent with it or develop like what really works for you, and I was kind of lazy. Like I would take notes, but I didn't do like what you just suggested. Hey, perhaps look at them and rewrite them. You know what I mean? And I wish I had.
The thing is, writing notes, I started them probably 2016, not that long ago. I'm the most lazy guy and the most procrastinator guy. Really, I would passive in terms of in martial arts training. I would show up, train, nice, and then go home, and then I will forget about it. The only reason why I remember the combinations is because I repeat them. Jab, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross. No, it's gonna stay. I don't even need to write that down. But then, all right, let's try to look at the serial number 1 of set 3, and
that's what I mean. Those were the ones that were like, ugh.
I know. that takes time. So one you sometimes you request the instructor like a week in advance. Hey, can you repeat that? And then it's painstakingly long, week after week. Okay, the first half of the first set, and then the second half, and then you build. It takes
Yeah.
time. There's no
Takes time.
Yeah.
in this. That's why video is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most, I guess
Videos.
most are becoming more and more comfortable with students allowing them to record, especially if they're like there all the time. I mean, like, seminars, I think it gets tricky,
Yeah,
depending the instructor.
yeah.
Mm.
Regarding video, I understand why some people are a little bit uncomfortable with it, but
Yeah.
sometimes it could be like, just don't put me into it. Just repeat it. That you're the one doing the technique, and then,
Right.
Yeah.
but then the teacher will also correct him. It's everything's it's down to the student. It's his responsibility to feel himself, understand it, and then readjust, recalibrate. Sorry.
Mm.
So that's on them. It's our responsibility. Do we want it enough? Do we want to progress enough? Then I'm gonna put time into it. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
videos, take a second version. I'm gonna try with someone. I'm gonna write it down 3-4 times, retranscribe it. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Sounds like good
That's
advice.
actually my goal for the spring break is rewriting all my notes and finding a way to categorize them. That's
Oh,
my
that's
goal for spring
yeah.
break. We'll see if I'm able to do it.
Hopefully you can. Yeah,
I think
that's a
you'll do
great
just
goal.
with knowing that you're with Sebastian Poirier. It's very well structured. It's
Yeah, it
he
is.
went he and I we went through our own pain of putting things the way we like them. He likes it one way, I like it another. But that it's structured. We went through that pain, and for our students, his students and mine, I would like it to be a certain way also. So for you, with him, he's an excellent instructor. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries about that. I just have to find the motivation. That's on my part.
So yeah, so that's I don't have any other tricks or
Well, thanks for your insight on the notes, man.
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Next question. That's a question I like to ask many people, and it's not only for FMA but martial arts in general. The way me personally, I'm not the only one who sees it like this, but me personally, the way I see martial arts as a whole, I see it divided in three spheres that are not mutually exclusive. Okay. The three spheres for me, there's traditional martial arts,
Hmm.
combat sports, and combative slash self defense. And like martial art could fall in more than one of the spheres, depending on the instructor, depending on the content. But that's how categorize martial arts normally, or the way you practice. Like someone could practice a martial art and focus more on one sphere than another. So my question for you is, which of those three spheres do you focus more when you train on your own? Not when you teach, but for your own training. Do you focus more on the traditional art? Do you focus more on the sport aspect,
Okay.
combat sport, or the combatives or self defense?
Okay. Does that include going to classes? That's my training. Oh, that counts as
Yeah,
training
yeah,
also. Yes.
yeah.
Again, that's hard to say. Uh, because I touch a bit of the sport combats. I recently restarted Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Tried
Mhm.
no-gi for the first time this morning. Ugh. And it's like fighting a snake.
I remember that. I remember that time.
But there's this. I touched the sport combat aspect in a way, and then the self defense aspect, combative aspect through the kaju kembo and the teaching box de rue, and the traditional wise, more like the traditional approach, doing the drills and all that stuff with the PTK classes and Kaya classes. So I pretty much touch all these three. And if I'm home, since I work all those skills at the academy, when I'm home training by myself, it's mostly if I have time, because it's so hard to get time, is lifting weights if I can,
Mm-hmm.
or body
Mm-hmm.
weight. So it's mostly on the person. I cannot really say if I'm more into one or the other.
That's fine. So you dabble in all three spheres. That's nice. It makes you more complete, I
Uh,
guess.
I would say a little bit towards the combatives. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
a little bit more towards the combatives. So that's the kaiju person in me. That's there, because that short burst of energy and the pain that I feel during in those training feels like it's necessary for combative situations.
Mm.
So yeah, the sport aspect, yeah, it's explosive also. It's, you got the explosive impact and isometric way, but you're still in the sports context. uh Whereas if I take Kaji Kembo for example, or Boxer, when it's more pop and get out of there and stuff,
Mm.
it's more combative. Yeah,
Mhm.
I tend to be slightly on that sphere, on that aspect.
Okay. Cool.
Mm.
Again, for people listening, those in my mind, those spheres are not mutually exclusive. I mean, for example, if you practice combatives or self-defense, but you never do the sports aspect, the sparring, your self-defense training is lacking something. So for me, it's you cannot only focus on one. That's not the right way for me. But
No.
normally, people tend to focus more on one or on two of the three.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that's really neat how you came out with that, Martin. Those three things. I think that's awesome.
I don't know. I always saw martial arts with in those three spheres. I don't
I
know.
think it's awesome.
You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
also see another way, Martin, if you allow me to say. You can also see it another three sphere. You can have the striking, the grappling, and the weapon, and just put it on as
Interesting.
a triangle. You can have striking closing to the grappling,
Mm.
or you can have halfway there, or you can
Yeah.
go to grappling halfway to the weapon, stick grappling, for example, or the weapon close to the striking. So it's like you're using
Interesting.
stick and then punch, or using a stick and then.
Interesting.
So you can have your own blend there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
another way more on the technical side, but you know how we are in PTK, the rule of three, 1, 2, 3.
Always. Rule of three or rule of 12. Yeah.
The 12, yes. Can be divided by three. So,
Yeah. There you go.
sorry, that was just my small parenthesis on there.
Mm.
Cool. But yeah, very interesting. I'm going to have to write that down and take notes after.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about Dog Brothers, man. So you're a full on Dog Brother, chopstick dog.
Chopstick.
Yes, chopstick dog. Yes, that's my
Can
nickname.
you tell us why you decided to join the Dog Brothers? Why you decided to try your first gathering?
Ah,
A summary of your journey. When did you become full dog? The high, the lows, the pain.
oh, you want to take the scenic route, huh? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. The scenic
um,
route.
okay. The thing is, I hate pain. If I can
Mm.
avoid it, I would. Um, I hate adversity. I hate confrontation. I always did. I all my life I let people walk over me, so I'm not good at confronting people. And at one point, at the one very low point of my life, I was not feeling so good, and the martial arts just keep showing up to class, wasn't doing it anymore. And just one day, I returned to Gamma because I left Canada for a good 2 years for work. I went to live in Baltimore.
Okay, I
Coming
didn't
back
know
from
that.
Baltimore, I was not feeling that good. I went to Gamma like a robot. Yeah, I'm having fun, but that's it. I was not really there. And when I got back to Gamma, I met Sebastien Poirier, who you guys had as a guest before, and he's the one who pushed me into it. Not
What a surprise!
yeah. I mean, I've been going to Gamma before. I haven't seen him. Maybe he was doing something else, or I was doing the Saturday classes, and I was gone 2 years. Coming back, like, who is this dude? And it's like, yeah, you want to do the Dog Brothers? Yeah, we fight. And even before the Dog Brothers, I had a few sparring, felt more like fights, stick fighting, sparring fight matches. I had my first taste actually in Sherbrooke, go Christian Labbé. I was just going to in school and see two fencing masks dented fencing mask on the ground. Like, what are those for? Oh, you really want to know? I regretted asking him. Going to Baltimore, the PTK guys over there, they fight. So like, yeah, put on the. You're from Montreal, you know, put on the mask. Why? And then, you know, at some point, I tried fighting again, and I ended up lifting my arms like this, really, and it was pathetic. And at that point, I say, never again. No, I'm not gonna fight. Going back, meet Seb, and it's like, come on, let's fight. It's good. Come on, you should fight. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Seb, Martin, you know Seb, and Dean, you had Seb before. You see that what kind of person he is. He's very enthusiastic. He would pull you into his shenanigans. A little bit more on that if we have time. But
he will lure you in.
He lured me, and he really did. He gave me that nudge, and after I went to the Dark Brothers, that gathering in 2014, and god damn, it hurt, but I don't know why I survived. I didn't break anything, or maybe people took it easy on me or took pity on me, but I didn't break anything. I had bruises, but for the first time I felt like fighting back, and it helped. I was feeling very low, and when you had someone coming at you and swinging the stick very hard, and there's something very primal, very raw within you that say, get out of the, hit him back, and then or more like, how dare you? Oh, you're gonna. So that's the first time that I worked that out. I was also very lucky that my first fight was one of one old friend who we did Cali before, Trash Dog. He helped me, he eased me into it. Knife fight. The first fights were usually knife fights. I say, come on, I haven't seen you for a while. Knife. Okay. So I went, and yeah. And thing is, I thought it was, I never saw such a diverse group for me. First time seeing such a diverse group. People from Vancouver, people from Toronto, one person, maybe, I don't know if that year I saw that person from Vermont, people from Ottawa, good group over there. But I see they fought, and they smiled, they shared a beer. There was no hate. I'm like, this is interesting. Very interesting. Ouch, though, but interesting.
Yeah. You know, what I like about the Doug Brother is one of my philosophy of life since like maybe 2 years ago. I was always trying to focus on the goal, you know, achieving, look at the eyes on the prize. And since like 2 years ago, discussing with people and everything, I realized that the process is more important than the success. You know, having a goal is important to have a road to take. But once you know your goal, you have to focus on the process, and even the goal could change. But the process is what is important. And what I like about Doug Brothers is it's really the process that is important, because there's no winners. It's just fighting for fighting, you know.
Exactly.
And I find this really, really interesting.
But the thing is, even before the Dark Brothers, you know, everyone who does martial arts say either at one point in time they want to be the best, they want to be a champion, they want to fight, or they want to be an instructor. I wanted all of those, never came. So I just ended up showing up. But, you know, at some point I let that dream die. Going to the Dark Brothers, it was more about having fun and building that, you know, building friendships, really. And
community.
Yeah, it's a nice community, and it's a very nice brotherhood, sisterhood.
That's what Sebastian is always telling me. The community is amazing. There's amazing people.
There's no ego. It's like you say, be friends at the end of the day, and we try to be friends at the end of the day. Yeah. So it's fun when you have a beer with someone like that first minute you almost broke my hand, and then you hold your beers. Cheers, yeah, and yeah. But that was my first that year when I found out that, one, you can survive things that, you know, you can survive a fight, and two, rattan stick, they sting, yes, but you can, chances of breaking are not that high. It is still there, but it's not that high if you get out of the way. And the other very important thing is there's still fight in everyone. you will have to respond. You can still fight. You have to answer force by force. So that was my first gathering, and then said, there's another event. Let's go to Toronto for the beat the crap out of cancer event. It's a fundraising, but people beat the crap out of each other for cancer. But people beat the crap.
Cancer.
Toronto. Okay. So I went. So that was fun. Then the next year, fight again. I was looking forward every time for the Dog Brothers. And then they told me, yeah, it'll be nice to be included in the tribe. What do you mean? In the tribe, you can become part of the tribe, you become a dog, and then candidate dog, you have a name, and then the full dog. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just wanted to show up. So, oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, I guess I'll keep showing up. So that's the thing. I keep showing up year after year, and at some point you would see, that guy, I should fight that guy next year or next half year if I get to see him in that event. You see people coming back. You see
consistency.
Yeah, and I just show up consistently in that manner. I kind of like how Tuhon Phil said, people would ask Tuhon Phil, how do you become a dog brother? And he would say, I just showed up, thing. So I showed up, but because there's some people you want to fight. But at some point, I think in 2018, I knew there was before that I saw my friends go to Los Angeles in the US to fight for the tribal, because once you become a dog you can get to the tribal gathering. I couldn't follow, didn't have the money, and then at one point I had it, but I still need that small little nudge, and this time it was more Tuhon Phil who gave me that nudge.
Okay.
She said, I strongly suggest you to go. You should go. It's you would not regret it. You would, if you don't go, you might regret it later. But if you go, you will have that experience. And he knew that I like to meet people and be friends with them. And I kind of knew the bonds that you can create with your training partners or people at the same gym that go. And at that point, I think there was that for that event. Pirate Dog went, Trash Dog went, Sled Dog Tuhon Phil himself is going. It's like I should go. So I went, but then oh, by the way, it's a 30-year anniversary. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 days of fight. Oh my God! Oh Jesus! So I still I went, and that's fun because for the first I visited the Inosanto Academy for the first time. That before the fights.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I visited there, like, oh nice, picture, selfie with Tuhon Phil. So I went in. Kind of really funny. We were doing Silat, and then we did the FMA class, and then out of nowhere, Guro Dan say, "Oh, we have a special guest today. We have Tuhon Philip Gilinas, said dog. He's here for the Dog Brothers." But and Phil, that why don't you teach? And so he started teaching. I'm like, what? I thought I was here to learn stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was really cool just to see the Inosanto Academy.
That alone, right?
Then the next day we start the gathering. And Guru Crafty Dog was presiding and say, okay, well, since it's the 30th anniversary and we have a 3-day gathering, we should fight like we used to back then. So the rounds are going to be a longer, knives and for sticks. I'm like, oh my God, why?
So instead of 2 minutes, how long was it?
3 minutes.
Oh my God.
No, 3 minutes boxing. People are used to it, but for us who've been doing 2 minutes, for me, it's felt like an eternity. Really, it really felt like an eternity. So the first day, I got my head stomped literally. That was a fun fight, though. Second day, the thing is, through those days, you see new faces, you make new friends, and you see where they come from, why they started this. So that social part, or just hearing the stories, is really, really interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not just the Dark Brothers. You can have it from any other style too if you travel. So that trip really changed my view on martial arts. But yeah, I remember that last day also I went to see Tuhon Phil and say, I'm scared. What should I do? And he said, good. I'd be worried if you're not scared. Now go. Anything, just get out of the way. So at the end of that gathering, I was made. Uh, I became a candidate dog brother and I had to choose a name. And the only thing that popped in my head is was a joke that I'd made with Sebastian Poirier. Like, if I was McDonald, I'd say chopstick just for fun because I'm Asian. And like on the spot, like, oh crap, this is happening. And crafty dog Guru Mark Denny would say, "What do you want for name?" Chopstick dog, and everybody's like, well, he got a good laugh, and it's fun. But now I really cherish that nickname. And so after that, the next gathering at Canada in Montreal, I was really pumped. Then I tried to fight a lot of fights. That was a bad idea. At the end, I think I just let myself be skewered endlessly by another fellow candidate dog. But before I become the full Dark Brothers, the following year, I like to choose tough. I like to choose tough fight because I always feel like I had to prove myself to my instructor, to Phil, and to my training partner Seb. I had to. It's a matter of pride, and also to myself that I can go through the ringer, really. So
you want to feel like you deserve it.
Yeah, I really feel. And the thing is, for me, it's a personal victory to go against someone I would never ever want to fight.
Yeah,
A couple asked Phil to Phil, how should I fight this guy? And look at him. You should try to swarm him. How about that guy? Try to survive. Okay. Yeah. So that gathering there, I went against the people I was very afraid. Oh, by the way, the New York City people from the Dog Brothers from the New York City, they're monsters. All of them, they're strong. They're so freakishly strong. But yeah.
Is there a system that you use more when you fight, more than another one when you fight in the Dog Brothers gatherings, or
it has to be PTK? That's the first thing that pops into my head.
Oh yeah.
Because when I would train after class and GAMA, and we accumulate rounds, we just finished a class. We just finished doing PTK material, so that's the first thing that comes out. We would test the methods. We would say, try to grab the stick. Try to grab the sticks, or okay, fine. I'll block, then grab the stick, then and go to the ground. Try to fang him. So yeah, that's what comes out most. Really.
Okay. Speaking of PTK, you're a product of Doce Metodos. You're not a product of Tri-V.
Yes.
Right? So.
Yeah.
In your own opinion, from the lens of Doce Metodos, how would you compare Tri-V and Doce? Not compare, but like, what are the main differences, and what is one or the other?
How do I say this? I have to choose my words very carefully. You know that I'm Doce Metodos, and the Tri-V, I've been in contact with it only very little, and only through Sebastian Poirier, Matas na Guro Sebastian Poirier. Sorry. If you look at Doce Metodos, you can if you imagine you have a cake, if you will, and the Doce Metodos, you have 12 methods. Cut the cake in 12 parts. You have the Tri-V. Let's cut the cake this way now. Thing is, it's the same thing. Okay. It's the same cake. It's the same but different. It's presented differently, but the Tri, from what I've seen, from what myself, I have my personal experience with it, feeling with it. I like the way they prepare you to be functional or fighting fast. They show you they show you a certain progression and show you some of the basics. The Doce Metodos, you will really feel like you're taking the scenic route. Really, it's like you're going. Imagine there's a mountain. And you're going, oh, that's a nice view. Oh, wow! And then it's a lot. You're going through each and every method. The Tri would go like they would make a tunnel through the mountain, bang, 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 and then you can cover the rest. From my Doce Metodos eyes, if I look into Tri, it's interesting because you recognize things, and you'll be like, oh, they put that there. Oh, that's interesting. Then you come back to the Doce Metodos. Okay, wait. All these are linked. I would say that that view from the Tri-V made me appreciate more the dosimeters where I can navigate through the methods.
Okay, I see. Okay, very interesting.
But it's the
You
same
know,
cake. I've been eating the same cake.
Yeah.
the folks I had on before, like, I've had a bunch of PTK guys on, and what was articulated to me was like for the military over there. I'm not saying this is the only reason, just the gist of what I got from the previous guest, that the Tri-V was made for, like, when he was training Marines over in the Philippines. Like, how can these guys just get something right away and just have something to use, so to speak, But like, much to your point, it's not that it was like a bridge, kind of like in a bridge system, so to speak. I can't think of maybe another way to kind of articulate it or describe it, but that's kind of like I got from Tuan Jared, Tuan Bill, kind of like, again, much to your point, it's not that it's so much different. It's just approach, how they're giving it to people based on their needs. Like, these guys might be going to, war, God forbid, like the next day or something,
Yes.
Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right, because you need to be ready very fast. If you go to the traditional dosimetros route, it takes too long. It's longer. Yeah, when you have no time, you need to be you need to work it right now. Then the Tri-V way seems to be very good for that.
The way personally I see it, and it comes back to that actually, because with Sebastien I train both, right? He teaches both at the same time.
Yes,
He follows the PTTA curriculum, but he throws in some dosimeters when it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm a complete beginner in PTK, but I'm exposed to both methods at the same both systems at the same time. From what I see, if I come back to my 3 spheres of martial arts, dosimeters would be more like in the traditional sphere, and Tri-V would be more in the combative / self-defense sphere.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I would agree with you. But also because that makes sense, and for me, but that's based on my very small, limited knowledge of Tri-V.
Yeah, me too, of course. Yeah.
I wish I could, but everything I've seen up to now that was presented to me, it really made me appreciate the dosimeters and make me curious about how things are more about the Tri-V. It's the same. It's like this. It's the same coin, but you have 2 different sides, but it's the same freaking coin.
Yeah, that's it. For different purpose. It's for different purpose, actually. Yeah. Cool. Speaking of PTK emphasis heavily on drills. What's your take on the dichotomy between drills-oriented FMA and FMA system, and more like attributes development and face the FMA system? Like for some people, some system focus more on attribute developments. For some people, and other system focus more on drills. Do you see a dichotomy there? Is there a dichotomy? What's your take on that?
I don't see why it's separate, really. The way I see it, the skills are there to develop those attributes. Maybe that the drills are there to develop the attributes.
Okay.
Maybe the way the drills have to be done, if they're done with intent, it will develop. The more intent you put in the drills, the better the more authentic attributes are developed. If I dare, no, that's not the right way to say it.
But I think I understand what you mean.
I mean, you're slowing down the drills. At first, you have to slow it down. I don't know, someone's going to get hurt. You slow it down to get what? Coordination, yes?
Yeah.
You do almost slow motion coordination, and also you start to comprehend at what time you should put in your, let's say, counter attack. So there's a little bit of timing. So when you slow it down, you got coordination that you have to think about, and you got the distance you have to think about, your range, and then after that, the timing. Now you ramp up the speed slowly, a little bit faster. Okay, now you got speed, and the timing is more there. And at some point, you're starting to be hot. You're starting to, it's a good workout and everything. Now you put in intent. Now and you got the stress of that force coming in. Now you're gonna have to meet that force, or you try to redirect it. So those attributes get developed more when you have sufficiently worked the skill at the drills at a lower intensity, and then you have to ramp up after. Maybe some people are stuck on the lower, and that's just lower intensity. That's just fine. But you're talking about more the aggressivity, efficiency. You have to ramp it up, and eventually you're gonna try it in sparring.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to try at some point in sparring.
You're the umbrella. You can have umbrella drills, or just the umbrella blocks, and you can do it in a drill slowly. You get your distance, but then now try to put it into someone who's really, really swinging at your head. Oh, geez. Then the timing changes.
Yeah.
And
cool.
You get very aware of the pain that can get there. Hesitation. Well, I don't think there's a dichotomy. No, I haven't seen it really.
Okay. I tend to agree with you. Okay, this is more like a general question. Answer it like you want. I've seen a lot of your videos fighting. Everybody has his own style. Like Sébastien Poirier, Parrot Dog, he's like, hit you. You're more like the opposite. You're like always moving, always like unpredictable. What would you say your style, unarmed or armed, right? What would you say your style of fighting is? Do you have a favorite guard or a favorite load? Is there a method from the 12 Méthodos that you use more than another one in fighting?
Okay, that's a lot of questions. Let's see.
That's more like, that's like 10 questions.
Okay, I retain favorite load. I am not comfortable going to the top one right here, because I've hit a lot of people in the elbow before. I'm sure it's going to happen to me eventually, and I'm exposing my armpit and the whole. No, I would stay. The shoulder, the cross, and the down load are what I like to do. But I would go from one to the other, so more like the circle load.
The circle load, the speedy.
Yeah, here, or here, because one, my target. This is a target for the other person. Is at least moving. It's not going to stay there. I can also maybe change the direction and everything, and there's an option for each and every load anyway. Oh, so that means, okay, I can also answer your next question about what's the favorite method. It's got to be juego todo, juego tirada method, because in that method of PTK, we're talking about all the loading points, and you got your basic combinations, and you got your reversals to change the timing. So wherever I am, I have an option. I can hit and do a reversal, so hit the same line twice. So I change the timing. I mean, if you go angle 1 and angle 2, it's slightly, just ever so slightly slower than someone going 1 and go back to the same line. Really? Right? So I can go 1, 2, 3 or something like that. And while I'm moving, if the person is coming in, at least I have an option to react quickly, either to deflect the person or let it pass and hit him again.
From any load, you're at that point when they're rushing. Yeah.
You have something. So I'd rather move that hand, and my favorite load would stay here, not so much here. I do not have that ability to gauge the distance properly yet.
Like Sébastien.
I can, him. Yeah, I like him. And there's the ranging aspect is such an important aspect, and I suffered from that range rather pathetically. One dog brother fight against Wandering Dawn, Sean Zerger, who does Illustrissimo. So that means that he knows his range very well. So I could not touch him, and he could touch me at will. The ranging, the measurement, he knows it down to a T, and I could try to pass my stick. I will not touch him, but he could. I don't know what he does. Black magic. I don't know, but he
it's the concept in KI.
Yeah, it's called KI.
Yeah. So that would be the ranging thing, I will not be here, not yet.
Yeah, because Sébastien, Dean, to put you into context, Sébastien Poirier, Pirate Dog,
Okay.
his friend, our friend and my coach, he always stands like this with a top load, and he knows exactly just by moving his foot that much forward or backward exactly when he touches you and when he doesn't. So he's not doing KI, but it's his concept of
Yeah, but
range
still a
is
sense of measurement
phenomenal. It's
range
yeah,
or
it's
Right.
shoot.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's he's phenomenal. He's just standing there, and just by moving a bit, he knows he can hit you. Just by doing this, he knows exactly that. It's amazing. His
Yeah.
videos, it's crazy. People are like moving in front of him, turning around, but he's just standing there.
Wow.
The thing is, doing so, he saves a lot of energy.
I
Yeah.
was
He
gonna
doesn't do
say, like
any.
he's just not moving around crazy, like right,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
it's the, I think moving around a lot you're spending so much energy.
No, you're expending, yeah, especially when you're already nervous, anxiety,
Yeah,
fear. I mean, that's taking a toll.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to fight like that once. I used to, and I try to do that less. I try to save
Mhm.
my strength for another explosive burst later on in the rounds
Mm.
or occasion. It's just that at first, I I, uh, I like to stay out of range, use long range.
Mm.
I'm small. I don't weigh that much, and if I go against tough fights, most of the time the guy's bigger than me. I try not to get too close, so I have to
Yeah,
stay.
right, right. Yeah. Why the hell would you want to go in against guys?
Well, if I feel suicidal or I want to work something, there's another
Yeah.
mental game for that. But if I can take sniper shots from the outside, I try to stay out.
Mm.
But moving around spends a lot of energy. You need cardio. Eventually, people will catch me, pin me down, and it's like a fly flying around with a fly
Yeah,
swat.
eventually. Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather be the fly that had the fly swat than swat the other people. But no, it needs to change that. I don't know what video you watch, Martin, but
I can spend hours. I shouldn't say that because maybe people will watch it. But when there's a break at work, I can spend like so much time on the Gamma Sled Dog YouTube channel and watch all your
oh
fights, guys.
yeah,
Oh
those
my
days
god, it's so much fun.
it needs to
So
change.
much fun.
It's
Yeah.
because if you're,
I'll send you some videos, Ding.
Oh, please do. Yeah, please
Yeah.
do.
but yeah, that would be if I fight Dog Brothers, I would. Last time I fought like that, but it needs to change. If it's empty hand, pretty much the same thing. Pot shots here and there. Try not to get in there. If I get in there, well, I'm in a world of trouble because my close range is not that good.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Um. Okay. Question about self-defense.
Oh,
Someone who doesn't really know FMA and who doesn't carry a weapon, whether it's a knife, a pen, or what, doesn't carry a weapon.
yep.
Explain how FMA would be relevant to him to defend himself empty-handed.
FMA is relevant, very relevant, very much so. If you train with intent and you keep it simple for that context, really, because within FMA you will deal weapon against weapon, be it same weapon or different length weapons.
Mm.
You would deal with weapon against empty hand and empty hand against empty hand. You have all scenarios really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in that case, for the person who doesn't know who doesn't have a weapon, have to deal with empty hands, will with that training will be able to respond. How do I say this? I mean, FMA gives you a lot of tools, and you got the finger, you got the finger for poking, for grabbing. You got the punch, you got the hammer fist, you got the forearm for a hack, you got the elbow, you got pretty much everything. And really, when it gets to self-defense and you're trying to protect yourself, your arms are your first lines of defense.
Mm-hmm.
If your feet haven't done the job to get away,
Mm.
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah. Right.
So anyone who throw a punch towards you, if your Filipino martial arts style should help you to receive, redirect, and counter. You would see that in Hubat Lubat and Sagong Labo. It's the same thing. You receive or you intercept, you redirect, and you recounter. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3 again. Sorry.
You're brainwashed, man. You're brainwashed.
Yeah, I am. One way or another. And when so getting back to the FMA, why I find it's relevant is that if you're dealing with a weapon, you would have training against a weapon, be it a stick or a knife, so you know at what range that person is posing a threat to you, at what range you have to cut that distance so that you can mitigate the threat or diminish the damage. And with your knife tapping skills, you should be able to stop it and redirect it. And normally, through FMA, you should have some kind of conditioning anyway, where you have to get hit so many times on the forearms, it gets solids, get real solid, and you would be mentally prepared for whatever pain you would have. How do I say this? I hope you get stress inoculated or pain inoculated. Drills. So that's when you do the FMA drills. Those part of the attributes that we talked about would be, you're gonna get hurt. So you get used to getting hurt. And that would give you a little bit more not confident, but would help you deal better with the pain that we get in the streets. But of course, with any self-defense instructor would tell you is that in the best way to deal with that is to prevent it. Don't be there. Don't attract attention on yourself. Don't go into those dark alleys. Don't instigate any fights. Don't look for it. And besides, with the FMA, you deal with knives. You know what a knife is. You've seen those videos of a person holding a paper and showing how sharp it is. What about those test cutting with the bottles? Check. It's sharp. And I remember I get really, really stressed when the person with a sharp blade is right next to me, blah, 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 and he's next to me. And there was this one seminar, there was a Krav Maga instructor in Montreal. He's very good. And say, come over here. Let's try to flow with the sharp blade. No. Then we flow. But even if we went slow motion,
it's completely different.
I was scared. And also with, Martin Sébastien Poirier one time say, let's try to flow with, live blade.
We do it sometimes. And that's why I know what you're talking about. It's completely different. We go so slowly, but
then you're aware of that danger of the blade, and in your head you say, I will never find myself in that situation. I will never do that. And
exactly,
it's so fragile. I mean, one of my first instructor told me, like, this is a knife. You can take a life, you cannot give it back. So same thing. Someone can take your life, you're not gonna get it back. So FMA is very relevant as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's a weapon-based system. It's definitely. I mean, based on like you said, not being there. You know what I mean, and all that. I mean, and if you have to be there, the tools necessary. So.
Yeah, you have the tools to get out of it, even empty-handed. Even if the person's empty-handed, you're empty-handed, fine. I know that having a weapon is a good equalizer. But don't be there.
What system are you certified in as an instructor? Not only FMA, but systems in general.
Well, I'm an assistant. I'm a apprentice or assistant instructor in Legion, Fan, Jeet Kune Do concept under the Inosanto Association. Also a Lakanguro in Filipino martial arts. That's the term he'd rather use on his certificates under the Inosanto Association. I was recently made Guro first Hagdan in the Pikiti Tirsia Cal system within the PTK Canada. And also recently under Tuhon Michel Douaron, I was certified as a urban defense boxe de rue method. So those are the four systems that I am currently certified.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have Michel Doiron in March.
I think that,
On
I
the
was gonna
show.
say their name sounded familiar.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
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 he's based in Ottawa, and
yeah,
he's awesome.
yeah, yeah. He has a pretty cool story to tell, I think.
He will
Yeah.
have a lot of.
If he can tell it.
If we can tell it.
There's that too.
Speaking of Bugs de Rue or urban defense, could you elaborate on that? What it is? Because I don't think it's that known. And how does it complement FMA?
Compliment. Okay. Well, okay. Boxe de rue, or in English, street boxing. It's a method of self-defense that was developed in France. uh, I think the term was coined in 2002 or something by the founders, which one of them is Robert Paturel. And Robert, just quickly about Robert Paturel, he's a former champion of boxe française and savate of
Okay.
France and European. He also was a bouncer at some point in his life, and after that, worked for the police for France before going to the Brigade Anticommando, which became the Raid for 20
Holy shit!
years.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay.
for 20 raids as an intervenant or a participant, or you know,
An
also as a
operator for
negotiator.
the yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything regarding just management of stress, and he knows what he's talking about. And the funny thing also is that Daniel's son Guro Dan also got him to come to Los Angeles at one point to
Oh
give
yeah.
seminars for boxe française. I think that's
Okay.
where Guro Dan was like, boxe française, that's pretty cool. And you know, Robert Paturel is a very pragmatic person. He does not shy away of and saying out loud that he cross trains in as many things that he can. So going to Los Angeles, seeing Guro Dan, I'm sure there was cross training. He has he has done Cali. I think he also met which Remy Presas, or Ernest, I think it's Ernesto Presas. I think I read that in his book. And then also he after that, after Los Angeles, he came back to France with two Tom Fuss that he found, and he developed his system. And after that, he developed Boxe de Rue, which
Street
has
boxing.
street boxing, and which has several aspects. You got striking, street striking, grappling striking, and weapon striking. So you got those three. Now you go into the curriculum, you would see a lot of similarities, a lot of influence of Kali. You would see it's there.
Definitely, yeah.
So how does one complement with the other? Well, it's if you do Kali and go into the Boxe de Rue, you would come with that. You would specialize in that, dealing with armed opponents. And then if you have to grab anything, des armes de fortune, anything like an umbrella, a magazine, a bag, anything, you can use it. That's and disarming, controlling the hands management of the opponents, fermeture de garde, it's there. All that is in large part influenced by Kali.
Cool. Very
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah,
I guess yeah. We're gonna learn a bit more with Michel Doiron, I guess, in March. Cool.
Nice. I'll tune in for sure.
Well, my main questions are done. I have rapid fire questions for the end, but before that, Dean, do you have anything for me?
No, I thought, man, this has been. I think it's been fantastic. If anything, man, I got is note taking stuff. Man, that right there was that right there was a gold nugget, man. So,
Yeah,
I'm happy
definitely.
that you.
yeah, and plus, I just think he's just downright. He's humble. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's like a breath of fresh air for our community, man. You know?
Yeah, I don't hang out with people who have ego, Dean. Because
Yeah.
I have a big ego, I have to be the only one.
So you have the only one in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
I think do not mistaken humble for someone who has no ego. I have to say I do have a big ego also. I just try to keep
Who
it
doesn't,
in check.
right? Who
Yeah.
doesn't, right?
But you got to keep it in check.
I think
Keep
there's
it there
healthy. There's
and
definitely
out.
healthy ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
are you keeping it like? Are you using it for the better, or are you using it for negative? So I think there's definitely a healthy ego. Yeah.
My spiritual guide and friend is always telling me the ego is a great instrument, but a bad master. You know?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's interesting.
I like that. That's true. Like, yeah, if it's mastering you, man, it's probably not good.
Yeah, but use it as an instrument,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
gonna be there anyways. Cool. All right. So, are you ready for rapid fire questions? You have to answer very quickly
Rapid
and with
fire.
only two or three words.
Right, and
What?
then you're on the clock.
Oh, geez. Okay.
No, just
Ready?
kidding.
So, rapid fire. First thing that comes to mind. What is martial arts for you?
Passion. I mean, used to be
Passion.
yeah. Okay, good. Passion.
All right.
Passion's good.
If you have to choose one FMA system for the rest of your life,
FMA. Does that have to be FMA?
FMA.
Bikini Tisha.
One martial arts system for the rest of your life, including FMA.
FMA.
So Petit Tertia.
No, really, in its large term for the rest of my life.
Okay.
FMA, and it's at the whole FMA system.
Okay.
And any of them, because it's broad, it's diversified. You will always discover something. It's big. It's big. You will not have enough lifetime to see everything.
I'm telling you, right? It's like impossible.
It's impossible. Look at the blades. Look at all the blades.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I mastered Kali. Really?
Yeah, you don't say.
I can move on now. All right. Favorite weapon?
A stick.
Cool. A real dog brother right here.
It's simple. It's natural.
Other martial art that you never did that you would like to explore?
KI.
Ooh, interesting.
Everybody says that.
It's on the top of my list. I have a long list.
I'm telling you, every time we ask somebody,
you just made Dean Franco happy.
No, but you know what it is? Seriously. It's, I don't know if it's the mystique or whatever, but every time I ask, okay, so if you had the chance, the time, the availability, what other system would you do? And I'm telling you, KI keeps coming up.
There's got to be a reason. Everyone has their own reason.
Even Philip Gelina said that.
Yeah, well,
he did.
Part of it is that,
Yeah.
but the other part is because I fought against one and that range thing.
Sean Zerger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he remembers the fight. It must have been easy for him, but I felt helpless. It's the reach.
Yeah.
So,
All right. And last one. Dreams/goals for the future. Dreams don't have to be realistic. Goals have to be.
okay. Unrealistic dreams. I want to travel. I want to go to Europe.
Why is it unrealistic?
Because for money and time and my professional and family obligations and it's just not possible right now. For now, it's not
right now.
I just don't know how I managed to go to LA. I just don't. But Europe is far and expensive. I want to go there. One of my dreams is to go there. I want to do Europeans, US, and Canadian, all three dog brothers. I want to go to the Philippines.
Come to the Philippines with me this summer. I'm going this summer.
It's even more expensive than going to Europe. I can't. Sorry.
No, man. After the plane ticket, there it doesn't
you and I
cost
will
you a
have to
thing.
talk after.
Yeah. I have family there. It doesn't cost you anything after.
But
promise you.
So traveling,
we're gonna talk.
Traveling for meet other people, fight them, and become friends. That another dream would be to maybe having a school or academy, but that's another dream or a dream within the dream.
Okay.
A more realistic dream now, or goals.
Yeah.
If I can keep doing what I'm doing right now, if I can keep
like
doing what I'm doing right now without burning out.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
At some point, Bill's gonna come in and I won't be able to keep up. I mean, I jumped back into Jeet Kune Do recently because I had to focus on Kali. So I like to do Jeet Kune Do Kali. I like to continue doing Kaiju Kembo. I picked up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and I teach books. I want to keep them if I can, but it's not gonna be possible. I have to cut. So it's time management. It's finances.
It's tough balancing.
So that goal, it's more doable than traveling. But
Okay. Okay.
that'd be what I want to do. Keep doing it. Keep showing up. Be consistent, and enjoy it.
Word of the night: consistency.
And enjoying doing it.
Yeah.
As long as I can. I just as far as I can, as long as I can, whichever comes first.
Cool,
That's
man.
awesome.
Well, that has been great, man. I mean, I had
Thank
fun.
you. I answered your questions. Well, I did
Yeah,
my
I thought so. Yeah. And again, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's
an
honor, really.
Yeah. It's our honor to have you on. No. I mean, believe me. You know,
Are you gonna be there on Saturday
What's going on?
at Sebastian's class?
Yeah, I will be there.
Cool. I'll be there too.
Oh, you'll be there too?
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring my my gear and.
all right.
Hey,
Martin, you say, all right, I'll bring my 2x4. All right. I swear
Awesome.
it's light.
Awesome.
Jeez. But all right, guys, man, this has been great. I appreciate you coming on, Martin. As always, man, thank you. I once again,
thank you for the opportunity.
Great
man.
questions. You know. So yeah, man, Guro Minh, you take care of yourself, and
thank you.
so it sounds like you guys are meeting for a hoedown Saturday.
It's gonna be fun, but yes.
I'll see you on Saturday, man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, you guys take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Sounds like a good guy, man. Who is next? Tomorrow night, KI theme part 4 with Guru Dax and Master Raymond Floral from Australia. So those two will be on together at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So if you can check it out, KI theme part 4. And after that, I think I'm covering weekend. So Myronese Camp Saturday here in Connecticut. I think I'm coming. But yeah, but join us tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. All right, folks. Thank you for watching.